Good morning, everyone. This is Ramla. Ramla is 37 years old, and we consider her the master of her craft. Ramla was at the Princess School of Art in London, giving presentations to students and academics, people far more intellectually superior to her, in her expertise, songket weaving. Ramla is married, and with her income as a weaver, she is also a home and car owner. Ramla is from Kampong Moyan Laut in Sarawak. At age 18, after high school, she took a course in songket weaving with the Institute Craft Negara. So good were her skills that this national agency built her a workshop at her village home so that she could continue to weave for income. But it was hard for her then. It was hard for her because while she had all the skills, she didn't have the market. If she was lucky, 3 months of her work would earn her 1,000 ringgit if she could find someone who could pay her for her work. Her life and her career shifted when she joined a community of artisans. This is Ina. Ina is 27 years old. Ina has 8 years of weaving experience under her belt, and she was trained by Ramla. Ina is an exceptional weaver. She's known for the quality of her weaves and the intricacy of her designs. She is actually very good and very eager at experimenting new ideas. Ina had never taken a plane ride in her life. When she took her first flight and arrived in Paris and saw the Eiffel Tower, we were invited to showcase in the south of France, and that year the area was Europe's capital of culture, and Ina and her colleague Aden were selected to go and had the time of their lives. Ina married her longtime boyfriend Zul last year, and she continues to practice weaving. Both Ramla and Ina support their lives through their skills. Weaving is a profession for them, and they earn decent income from this craft. Both Ramla and Ina belong to a social enterprise founded by myself and my partner June, whose core missions are in heritage craft preservation, women empowerment, and rural community building. Now, it is not easy to comprehend as to why we continue to strive to support weavers like Ramla and Ina. And for these girls, surely there could be any other profession that does not require them to be hunched over a loom for hours on end and for days at a time. They could make X, probably, and make more money. But in this day and age, it's completely unjustified. We are in an era of instant gratification. We want products and services that finish faster, cost cheaper, consumed efficiently. What of a hand-woven songket requiring 2 to 6 inches, being achieved at 2 to 6 inches in a day if the weaver puts in an 8-hour shift? Compare her productivity to that of a loom, where a mill has machines that can churn out 1,000 meters of high-grade silk in a day. And to make matters worse, honestly, 100% efficiency is a 24-hour shift. So there goes our challenge. This product is highly inefficient, highly unproductive, so much work for so little money. So why should songket survive? I have my reasons, but first of all, let me tell you what songket is, for those who don't really know yet. Songket is the technique of supplementary weaving. While the weaver is weaving on the loom, she introduces a different thread. In Malaysia, it's either gold or silver or colored metallic thread to create patterns while she weaves the fabric on her loom. Songket is different from what we know as ikat fabric. The ikat weaver will tie threads on the warp, dye them to create the patterns, and then conduct a plain weave on her loom. Songket is also different from batik, where the batik artist will use wax resist treatment to make patterns on a plain cloth and create what we know as batik. Like all these textiles, the history of songket is actually entrenched in our trade. Historians claim that as far back as 13th century, in the Srivijaya kingdom, songket already existed and thrived. Songket was a textile that was prominently featured in political liaisons such as marriages or treaties, diplomatic gift-giving, and now even into our Malay culture and ceremonies. Songket has been embedded into our lives for as long as we can remember. In 17th century Kelantan, a young girl is not allowed to marry until she could weave. Songket weavers are protected by the Sultan and invited to weave in the royal court for the royal family. In Terengganu, they will have dances that depict the movement of a songket weaver. Songket is also available in song. P. Ramlee and Saloma has a song, Kain Songket, which goes, "O abang yang manis, o nona yang lawa, pakailah kain songket, pakaian budaya." So there we go, delectable snippets all across time. Our first reason why songket should survive: songket is so much of our history, spanning over 7 centuries. So lively it was just decades ago, and yet its flame flickers almost to a fade today. Honestly, do we want to be known as the generation allowing this craft to fade? No, not on our watch. Songket is also part of the Malaysian identity. Take the pucuk rebung, a very, very common songket motif. The pucuk rebung on the bamboo shoot, for instance, symbolizes growth and personal development. The idiom or kata pepatah Melayu, meluntur bulung, biarlah dari rebungnya. To curve a bamboo, let it be from its shoot. To educate someone, let it be from when he was young. So meaningful and so ingrained in our culture. The pucuk rebung and all other philosophical motifs have come together in celebration by way of songket. Like Malaysians, these motifs have undergone an assimilation process, merging influences from cultures over time. The Malay race, for instance, as pure as it is today, has evolved from a colorful ancestral synthesis of Hindu Buddhism, of the Oriental Chinese, Islam, and the West. This fabric truly embodies who we are as a Malaysian people. We should not consciously relegate this craft to the past. No, not on our watch. The world today is all about innovation and science and technology, and much of innovation starts from studying practices of the past and elements of nature. Animals and plant life are being studied in the discipline of biomimicry, where scientists will transpose human or natural ideas into design and architecture and apparel or even defense. Ancient relics are being studied by archaeologists or engineers for their construction or mechanical techniques. The problem with ancient relics, unfortunately, is the fact that they are relics, and the populations that built them are themselves extinct. And all we have today are fossils and scribbles. So what of songket? Indeed, songket is alive today, but only by a sliver. If you think of a songket weaver that you know or that you've met, she would be 60 or 70 or 80 years old. A second generation would be pursuing big careers in big cities. Craft is no longer in their universe. What will happen when this precious population of skilled craftspeople themselves become extinct? I would imagine 30 years and we will have no more chance. So this is the reason why songket should survive today. We need to keep this craft alive because it has the propensity and the ability to participate and contribute to our future. How would we know that we as a people can progress in an area if we do not have a reference to the past? How would we know that the techniques or the material itself can contribute to design or industrial design or architecture of tomorrow. What will come of songket if everybody arrives at the common conclusion that it's a sunset industry and it deserves to die a natural death? I don't think we would like it to fade on the account that that the fabric does not pursue and fulfill our need for instant gratification. No, not on our watch. June and I started this community with this mission in mind. As much as we can and to the capability that we have to pursue the survival of this amazing craft called songket. It is a mission and we will try to make good. And it has been 5 years. It was a challenge to us, but we started with several guiding principles. The first principle, and very most importantly, is that we have to be a true devotee to the craft. Our techniques have to be pristine and uncompromisingly so. Young girls, join us to learn and practice every single process of producing songket entirely by hand and in the purest way. And it's very important that we do this because whilst we are giving them skills for them to be able to earn a living at any stage of their lives, we are also planting these skills in their fingers so that the craft has a chance to survive one more generation. Our girls are as young as 19 years old. So we hope that they keep this alive so that their next generation learns from them too. Secondly, we approach songket like any other craft, art or design or music or any other industry, healthcare, oil and gas, or engineering or finance. All these disciplines evolve dynamically, each keeping pace with the era or setting the standard for the present. Each discipline going off on their own sub-disciplines and each sub-discipline shooting off on their progress trajectory. So we ask ourselves, why not also our Malaysian textiles? Why not also songket? Our community is 20 people. We are small enough not to be bureaucratic and large enough to be able to invest some sort of time or effort into research and development. In the 5 years, we have done phenomenal things with this technique that we call songket. We have songket leather, songket paper, we have songket that we infuse with other fibers such as rattan and stainless steel. We have songket that we work with science and get sheer material or lace. We even have songket in 3D. For us, a songket revolution means giving songket a face that no one has before seen. And with all this, the fabric is given wings so that it can fly. No longer is it a fabric of the past, it becomes textile of today. And thirdly, following from the second initiative, we know that to be successful, songket has to proliferate beyond its natural space. We rebrand songket as versatile, a fabric capable of holding its own in settings that no one has ever known it to have. We market in the realm of fashion, interior design, interior finishings. We even have some success in introducing songket to the world of art. Fourthly, and very critically, the craftsperson. A peer in other industries would be someone who would be using their fingers to perform their work. Someone like a chef or an artist or concert pianist or even a surgeon. Masters of these professions are revered and celebrated. They will have book deals or TV deals, they have an audience or a fan club. What of a songket weaver? Shouldn't she also have the same recognition? They slot the same. A commitment to perfection is the same. We want to elevate these girls and help them upgrade their skills. We want to expose them so that they have appreciation by an international audience. We submit their works for awards, and we give them recognition that they duly deserve. The artisans in our community, they are young girls, and like young girls, they go to the movies, they go to concerts, they listen to songs, they go to the mall. But unlike any young girl, they walk with pride because they hold a very, very critical role as the rare custodians of our national heritage. And they have knowledge associated with our history, our culture. Our only job is to give them sustained income and a career path like a peer in any other industry. So this is our 5-year work with Songket. We are proud to have come this far, and we are resolved to continue our work. June and I, we are just normal people. We do not have deep pockets and we do not have subhuman abilities, but we continue this fight. But this cannot be our fight alone. It should not be. It should be the fight for all craft, and it should be the fight by all Malaysians. Because this is very critical industry to identify us as a people. We are a nation built on such rich social fabric, dozens of ethnicities congregating, bringing together our own stories and songs, and costumes and food, and of course textiles. Who are we if we as a people do not continue to uphold what represents us as a people? I would like to implore all Malaysians to join together to support the local crafts industry, support our heritage craft, allow it to progress in whatever way you can. Artisans should be given the opportunity to practice and develop their skills, and Malaysia's identity should be given a fighting chance. Let craft not merely survive, let craft thrive, because great things happen when lives are supported through heritage craft. Thank you.